How do we worship God even when we don't feel like it? So last weekend I asked myself this question: how do I worship God even when I don't feel like it? That day I was just super frustrated. I had bought a new grill. It was a portable gas grill, and I wanted it to run on one of the big propane tanks when it was supposed to run on one of the small green camper propane tanks. And things just weren't working out the way I wanted them to. I struggled with it for an hour or two, and eventually I got so frustrated, went to the store and bought the correct propane tank, and it worked. And looking back on it, it was just such a silly situation to get so frustrated over and let that control my life that day. The second part to that story is that it was a Sunday, and earlier that morning my church told me that they'd be having a worship night that night. And if you know anything about me, I love to worship, I love music, and any other day, I'd be all over that. But because I was so frustrated and so focused on myself, I guess I just wasn't myself. And so I was sitting there asking myself this question: how do I worship when I don't feel like it? And as I was thinking about that, I was thinking about who God is and who I am, and this answer popped in my head: we just worship. See, God deserves our worship. He is worthy of our worship. Worshiping Him it should not be affected by how I feel. And the funny thing is it's in those moments when we don't want to worship God that we really need to be with God, because He is the source of our life, the source of our joy. He is our sustainer and our redeemer in every situation. And so it's because of the answer, that I just realized I just needed to worship. I went that worship night, and it was awesome. I love to worship God. And so when you're faced with the question of how do you worship when you really don't feel like it, my answer to you is this: just worship, because God deserves your worship. Hey friends, it is so cool that I was able to share this video with you. And you know what? I would love for you to share this video with your friends, because I really want these worship vlogs to reach a broader audience. And you know what? I would also love for you to join the Music and Mind community. You can do that by hitting the red subscribe button and subscribing to my YouTube channel, or by following me on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter. Well, that's it, guys and gals. I hope you have a wonderful day.